In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige was asked how close they were to locking down directors for both Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Feige responded by saying this: "I think by the end of summer, we'll have most of those things, Black Panther especially." When asked about recent rumors of Selma director Ava DuVernay being considered for Black Panther, Feige admitted, "We've met with her for sure. We've met with a number of people for a number of movies. She has been one of them." Dennis, what do you think about Ava DuVernay possibly directing Black Panther?
I think it would be great. Selma was one of my favorite movies last year. I think she did a great job with it. I thought she deserved an Oscar nomination for it. She didn't get it. But she could, for me, it's she doesn't have to just be up for Black Panther. She could do Captain Marvel. She could do Inhuman. She could do Iron Man 4, or whatever the hell, else she can do. She's a fantastic director. For me, this is an issue because, people who watch the show, know that I'm critical about roles that are originally for minorities that get cast with like white actors, and people give me crap for that, but I don't care because that's what I believe. But it has a lot to do with representation and about seeing your visual representation. But in terms of directors, though, I kind of have a different opinion of that, because I do feel like there should be more female and more minority directors. However, it's not the same thing as having an actor. So I don't feel like you have to cast hire a Black director for Black Panther. It's like Selma was fantastic. Ava DuVernay did a fantastic job with it, but you could have had a white director do it as well. It would be a different movie and a different perspective, and it wouldn't have her perspective, but it could have been just as good. It's like something like Martin Scorsese. He did Kundun, about the Tibetans and the Dalai Lama. He did a fantastic job with that. You didn't have to have a Tibetan director to do that. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm excited about it. I think it's going to happen. I think it's probably the right choice, because good storytellers are good storytellers regardless of what film they're doing. And when you look at the recent history of somebody like a Gareth Edwards or a Colin Trevorrow going from a smaller film into a big blockbuster, it's worked pretty well. And Selma is by no means just this tiny film that she did. There's a lot of pressure when you're telling a true story that happened fairly recently based on an iconic figure like Martin Luther King. You have to knock that out of the park or it's going to be horrific. And she did that. So I think she'd be a great choice. I think this is a lot more of a slam dunk than whoever they're talking about for Captain Marvel right now, which includes Angelina Jolie, who I'd be less sold on doing her doing Captain Marvel. I'd be less sold on, I think, than Ava DuVernay doing Black Panther. It seems like the right fit to me.
It's a no-brainer. You lock her up for something. And Dennis, even though I agree with a lot with what you're saying, but the difference is here, these are the only properties that are really available right now are Captain Marvel and Black Panther, because even so, you can make the same argument with if she gets Captain Marvel, it's, well, they're just having her because she's a woman, or because of Black Panther, they're just doing it because she's a black woman. What she does really well, and what we've seen so far just with Selma, she does really strong characters. She really knows how to make movies about strong Black characters. She's a strong Black woman as well too. So she can do a movie about a strong lead female. She can do this movie Black Panther. I want to see what she does too, because even though Black Panther is the lead, it's going to be a majority of white actors. It's going to be a majority in wherever world he's coming into. We don't know where it's going to take place. I know a lot of it takes place in Africa as well too. So to see what she's doing there, I'm very excited. The possibility of her, she's just such an amazing filmmaker. I agree with you 100%. She should have been nominated for Selma. So I think that her name's been floated around so much that Kevin Feige is really smart in how he announces things too. He's like, and he didn't lie. He was like, yeah, we've been talking for sure. But he's not going to tell you anything's locked in until it's locked in. So I think that this is definitely going to happen down the line, and it should.
Well, he also mentioned in that same interview that, we're looking to expand the diversity in terms of the directors, but he also said he was going to get the best director for that role. And what my point is that she could direct, something else as well in Humans. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case, but Inhumans doesn't have a director, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I think that comes out like 2019 or something.
Obviously.
So out of the ones that are the closest, those two, either one, I think she'd be perfect for. But what Marvel just does really well is they've been casting great actors, they've been casting great directors, and they're following the model of we make properties that we want to be respected.
Yeah, I mean, this proves this is not like a Rooney Rule situation. I think that they really want her to do a Marvel movie. I think it will be Black Panther. But, you see all the time with actors, they meet for a role, then they end up, we actually want you to read for this role instead, and it ends up working out that way. I just think for this particular scenario, she's a no-brainer to do Black Panther.